Rootbound might look finished in our teaser and on our Steam page, but honestly that is not really the case. We are very much in the middle of development. Most trailers don't show you actual gameplay, even if they look like gameplay trailers. We created what is known as a bullshot, the unholy love child of a screenshot and, well, bullshit. For everything I know about the gaming industry, this level of transparency is probably a bad idea, but we like this transparency and we hope you like this transparency. So let's get into it. By the way, I'm Amadeus. I worked in the AA gaming industry for over 12 years and this stuff was part of my job. Okay, now let's go shot by shot through our gameplay and through our screenshots and show you exactly what we faked and what was actual gameplay. This scene from our teaser took me about 50 tries or something like that, and it requires a lot of trickery to actually work like this. We imply that you can't pull out the block here without pushing the other block into the water. That's frankly not true at the moment. I can just go to this block and start pulling it out of the wall. What we had to do is to make some of these rocks more slippery and some of them stick very well to their surface. As an example, you can see here this stone has a medium friction. This stone has a very high friction and this stone has a very low friction. Let me show you how it would otherwise look. You can immediately see with low friction the stones start falling apart by itself. And if I push it in, yeah, that's not what's supposed to happen. And with high friction we also don't get what we want. The wall falls way too slowly. For the teaser we needed the wall to fall in about 2 seconds. Another thing you might have noticed here is the player didn't die. To make it look like the player dies from the stones, we had a button on the keyboard who could kill the player. Now let's take a look at the worm scene at the beginning of the trailer. This was arguably the most difficult scene to stage, because the worms were not really part of the game back then. I had to play with one hand on the gamepad and one hand on the keyboard to actually trigger all these effects, because we had no lightning, we had no worms that could actually damage me. Okay, let's show you how the worms in the game actually work at the moment. By the way, please ignore all the interface art. This is all dummy art of mine and it's far from finished. The worms in the trailer I could only trigger via keyboard. We took those out of the game, obviously, so now we have to wait for the real worms to spawn. So let's wait until the night falls. Good timing, it's now night. And now that we're in the night without any protection from torches or campfires, we start to see eyes appearing in the ground. So you can see one of the worms just popped out. It looks at me. It starts screaming and they're all disappeared. Why do they disappear? Oh, I know why they're disappearing. I'm in the light. In Rootbound, the only way you can save yourself from worm attacks is to be in a safe light. And I think my backpack is emitting a safe light right now. Okay, something is obviously fishy. I have no idea why they are not chasing me. But this is exactly what I wanted to show you. It does not work like it does in the teaser at the moment, but we will get there eventually. They're just jumping one time. I have no idea why. They jumped more often yesterday. I don't know why they don't doing that anymore. Now they somehow killed me. I have no idea. I don't know what's happening, but as you can see, it is not really working as intended right now. So the tension you see in the teaser is not really in the game yet. Before moving on, I wanted to ask you what topic you would like to see in another video. This is obviously my first ever YouTube video and it's probably cringe as fuck, but I don't care. I will upload it anyway. If you like it, I would really genuinely appreciate some feedback in the comments where there's room for improvement or what topic you would like me to cover next. And if you would give us your subscription, it would honestly mean a lot. As for the next scene, here's how it looks in the trailer. Nothing special so far, but here is how it actually looks in game right now. And again, as you can see, there are things broken again. At least the leaves still work. But These things are not supposed to go above the water. This fish is not supposed to fly. As you can see, the scene looks pretty much like in the trailer, but if I move out a bit, yeah, not much to see here. Most scenes on our teaser share the same trick. They're carefully built to look impressive, designed to showcase the intended quality of the final game, like what we want the game to feel like when it is finished. We don't want to show you unfinished things in the trailer. So we built a lot of these little scenes. One of the scenes you saw here, this is the walking scene. This is a scene we actually cut out from the video. Here we have a scene from one of the screenshots. This is the scene where we showcased our inventory, and so on. So as you can see, it's all handcrafted, especially for the teaser and for the screenshots. We aim to put all these locations actually in the game, but to promote it, we needed finished shots which really looked polished with lots of particles and stuff. And as you can see here, the actual game world is not that finished yet. As an example, you see the scene and it looks okay. There's a lot of stuff on there. We have some crates you can throw around. We have some fences you can attack with. We have some bugs that are happening. The biggest difference to this scene is the interactivity and the particles. You have like a waterfall that sprays particles. You have these leaves on the ground that get pushed away. You have the raven that flies around. You have a lot more interactive elements like the little floating lily pads and the butterflies. And the vertical flying fish. Adding these effects isn't difficult. We have these effects. It's just not our priority at this stage of development. That is why we make bullshots. Now let's take a look at the swimming screenshot. As you can see here, I have draped the backpack with its tongue out that it looks like he would eat the apple. He does not do that at the moment. He licks his lips, but he will not consume this apple. But one thing that does work is if I throw the apple to the backpack, he will eat it. It is now in my backpack, but there is no animation for it, so you can see it. Another thing that looks in the screenshots as it should work is the floating platform with the chest on it. As you can see here, the platform is actually not floating. And apparently I can grab the platform and fall into the void. Nice. So now let's try how it actually looks in game with floating platforms. I have actually no idea if it works. As I said, we implemented the floating stuff not long ago. So I will look through our assets for something that I think, yeah, this looks good. Let's pull this in the game. And now let's see if it floats. What the fuck? It actually floats? Kinda? A bit under the water?
Hello, how are you? I am under the water.
It kind of floats, but I can't really walk on it. Can I? Oh, I can walk on it. This is not bad. This is not bad at all. Now let's see what happens if I put a chest on it. And maybe those pots too. What could possibly go wrong? Huh. Oh, I pushed my backpack in. This works better than I expected, to be honest. I get the feeling the whole premise of the video is starting to not make sense anymore. Why is everything... Yeah, it's not working. It's kind of working. It's in the beginning stages of working. What is my backpack doing? I think it tried to stand up, but couldn't. And now it's like bouncing around on the water. Come, I save you. Out with you. No! On the platform with you. Nice. Every day a good deed. As you can see, we still have a lot of work ahead of us. If you enjoyed this style of content and devlog and want to see more, please consider subscribing.